So you know you need to be training more to achieve your goals. You know you need to be doing the extra recovery work, eating the right foods, hydrating your body, working on your mentality, and building a stronger and faster physique for football. But you always seem to procrastinate these important aspects of your game, and instead spend your time watching endless YouTube videos, scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, playing video games, eating junk food, and watching porn. If this sounds like you, I've got some good news for you. And after hours of watching podcasts, talking to experts, and reviewing the scientific literature on motivation, I've come to realize that you're actually just being a little bitch. And in today's video, I'm going to go over exactly how you can start taking action towards your goals and tap into infinite motivation and finally start making some progress towards your goals of becoming a pro footballer. So what is motivation and where does it come from? Before we start fixing your motivation, we need to understand where it comes from, and it all starts with a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is responsible for pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. But what's important to understand is that dopamine is released in the anticipation of a reward, and also when we experience pleasurable events. For example, when eating satisfying food, playing video games, and scrolling social media. These events signal to your brain that when I play video games, I feel good. And it creates a connection and a loop in your mind that playing video games will make me feel good because I will get a hit of dopamine. This is how your addiction begins to form. The reason these things like social media, video games, and pornography are so addicting because they give you a lot of pleasure in a very quick amount of time. These things are available at the touch of your fingertips. In the past, our ancestors would have had to leave the tribe for a day or two to go hunting and kill an animal and bring some food back for everyone in the tribe to get the same level of dopamine as you can within seconds of opening up your device. The reason this is a problem is because you haven't had to work for the reward of dopamine. The reason dopamine exists is to reward you for doing work and keep you motivated to do the next thing. But with these devices, we are hijacking our brains and signaling to our brains that we have done this hard thing when we have actually just been sitting on the couch scrolling our devices. Most people talk about the importance of eating a healthy diet and being mindful of the things you consume into your body. But what most people don't talk about is, what are you feeding your brain? What information are you allowing your mind to consume? Playing video games, scrolling social media, and watching porn is the equivalent of eating McDonald's for your brain. You don't expect yourself to perform well after only eating McDonald's, right? So why do you expect your mind to function optimally and have endless motivation when you are feeding it junk? One of the best things you can feed your brain is silence and absence of stimulation. So the solution and the way out of the situation of low motivation is by beginning to reduce and eliminate these instant gratification and cheap sources of dopamine. Cheap sources of dopamine that give you a lot of pleasure in a short amount of time. An easy way to look at it is, if it is easy and available very quickly, then you should probably be cutting it out and replacing it with something that takes longer to achieve. For example, if you replace your cheap dopamine source of playing video games for an hour with going to the gym to build your physique, all of a sudden your brain is now rewarding you with dopamine for working out instead of sitting on the couch moving your thumbs. And because it's rewarding you, that will signal to the brain that working out is actually something that is pleasurable and fun. Simply by getting in a workout, this will make you more motivated to do another workout the next day. And the more you replace cheap and quick dopamine sources with options you actually have to work for, over a period of time, you will naturally have more motivation. Your brain will begin to rewire itself to crave wanting to work on your goals instead of craving all these short-term temptations that not only don't get you closer to your goals, but actively push you further away from your goals. So what are some practical steps you can take right now to start tapping into infinite motivation and start becoming a top baller? Number 1. Go on a 7-day dopamine detox where you remove all podcasts, social media, porn, video games, junk food, and even listening to music. And in these 7 days, spend your time training, working out, meditating, stretching, rolling out your muscles, eating clean, and if you ever feel bored, literally do nothing. In these 7 days, you will find more benefit in literally just sitting down in silence and looking at your wall than trying to go and do something, quote, productive, like watching a podcast or self-improvement YouTube video that's just gonna release more dopamine. I guarantee most of you watching this can't even complete the simple challenge of just doing nothing and staring at your wall for 5 minutes. Pause the video right now and literally just try doing nothing. Your mind will instantly get agitated and want some sort of stimulation. Okay, were you able to complete the challenge of doing nothing for 5 minutes? Or did you fold like a loser? Or did you not even pause the video to try the challenge because you wanted to keep watching this video for more stimulation? Come on, man, you're better than this, bro. After you complete these first 7 days of the dopamine fast, it's time to make it a lifestyle. Not some 7-day challenge you do and then forget about it, but instead something that becomes your new default way of living. This will put you on the path of taking action towards your goals and making you stand out from the millions of aspiring pro footballers out there. Now is the time to make your next move on the chessboard of life. Choose wisely, my friend.